Hi, my name is Jeremy Honnold. I'm with Ramco Innovations. Welcome to Ramco TV. Today we're going to take a look at the BGS-HL Series background suppression lasers from Optex FA. The BGS-HL Series comes with two sensing distance models. First model has a sensing range of 20 to 50 millimeters and has a 10 micron repeat accuracy. The other model is the one you're seeing right here. It's the BGS-HL25 with a sensing range of 50 to 250 millimeters with a repeat accuracy of 100 microns. The sensor has the capability to detect the difference between objects by as small as 0.8 millimeters, which is pretty amazing, and we're going to give it a shot today. First of all, I'm going to sort of walk through the menu settings and set the sensor up for 2-point teach. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Out of the box or after a factory reset, the sensor is automatically set for 2-point teach. But let's just go ahead and show how to set the setting. So what you do is you press and release the set button. First setting is TCH. You can press the set button again, and you'll see it says 2-point. There's also a zone teach as well as a 1-point teach. So we're going to go ahead and leave it in the 2-point teach mode. And then we'll kind of go down here and look at some of the other settings. For instance, the input mode, there's an input going into the sensor. It could do a laser on or off function, sample hold function, various settings like that. So, time delays, you can do an off delay, on delay, one shot, etc. And of course, setup for light on, dark on logic. We're going to go into the menu. And we're going to go to shift. I like to turn this on. What that does is whatever you teach it for, the object, it'll switch this display to 0. So if you teach the sensor on a part that is 10 millimeters away from the sensor, or 100 millimeters away from the sensor, or 200 millimeters away from the sensor, you're going to have it display 0. Hysteresis. Currently, the sensor is set for a 1 millimeter hysteresis, but if we're going to try and see the difference between a part that is, say, 5 millimeters and 5.8 millimeters in height, we will definitely need to lower this hysteresis. So I think what I'm going to do is just take hysteresis down to 0. You can increase or decrease the hysteresis as you see fit. If you're in an application where you have a conveyor and it's vibrating, or a vibratory bowl feeder, something like that, you might want to bump the hysteresis up to avoid chattering. When you're trying to do real precise detection of objects, best to lower that hysteresis down a little bit, or leave it at the 1 millimeter, which is the factory setting. But since we're trying to do the difference between 5 and 5.8, let's just take it all the way down to 0. And I think that's everything we need to do. There's an NPN or PNP setting. When you do a factory reset, it'll just keep this setting whatever you had it in previously. So if all your equipment's PNP, you can put it in PNP, and if a factory reset ever needs to be done, it'll stay in PNP, and same with NPN. I've got my output light wired NPN, so we're going to leave that alone. To go back to the run mode, you're going to press this Teach Run button. All right, I have my two targets. I went ahead and printed off a 5 millimeter target and a 5.8 millimeter target with an FDM printer. So they're not exactly perfect, but they're close enough for this demonstration. And you can definitely see that they are very, very, very close height-wise. So let's see if the sensor has what it takes to do this application. Okay, now that we're back in the run mode, we'll go ahead and teach the sensor. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put the 5.8 millimeter target underneath the sensor, and we're at approximately 6.5 inches away. So on the display itself, it's reading 117.5 millimeters. The sensor starts 0 when it's 50 millimeters away. So really got to add 50 millimeters to that 117, and we get the little over 6.5 inch distance. That's why I like to use the shift function when we can to make it 0. Okay, so I've got the part placed under the beam, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold the teach run button. It'll display 1 point and then 2 point, and then I'm going to move over to the 5 millimeter target, and I'll just press and release. Okay, now that I've taught the sensor, you'll see that the display shifted, and when the 5 millimeter target is not present, there's no output. And when we move over to the 5.8 millimeter target, the output is on. You'll notice that the value shifted to 0 for the 5.8 millimeter target, and you can see when I move to the table, it's reading 5.8 millimeters, which is absolutely amazing. I move over to the 5 millimeter target, it's reading 0.8 millimeters, because this is 0.8 millimeters less than this one. And the output is on anywhere along there. Output is off anywhere along the 5 millimeter target, and of course off with the background. Super impressive little sensor. For more information, please visit our website at ramcoi.com, and please stay tuned as we have more videos coming, because we know empowered engineers and technicians fuel business success.